Jim will be out of business
Weatherman
after August 3rd, so I'm practicing the weatherman. As you can see, I'm in Harlem, New York. What up, Harlem? I love y'all, you know, but I shit don't go that fast, okay? But anyway, I just want to say, after August 3rd, I'm going to be the new weatherman. If I ain't going to be it, Kiss is going to fill in, or we're going to have to do this shit together. But August 3rd, after August 3rd, no more weatherman from Capo. It's over.
And I didn't know how many people love Nas. Well, people, and I'm watching people go absolutely back shit crazy. Like, oh, damn.
Styles P didn't just throw shade. Nah, they torched Jim with words. Straight verbal warfare. They weren't holding back even a little bit. But let's call it what it is. This heat all circles back to Jim Jones and that non-stop need to prove himself. Whether he's running his mouth in interviews, flooding timelines on social media, or trying to spit heat in the booth, Jim's been doing the absolute most. And now it's blowing up right in his face. For years now, Jim's been out here hustling to flip his identity, from rapper to street mogul to businessman, and now he's even pushing this whole fashion boss image. But somewhere in that rebrand, people started raising eyebrows like, hold up, is this guy legit, or is it just one big performance for the spotlight? That's exactly what Jadakiss and Styles P called out, and they didn't even have to say his name. Styles dropped that bomb when he said, "You can't buy street credit, you earn that." Boom. That line hit Jim like a body shot he didn't see coming. No matter how many tracks Jim drops or how icy his chain game is, he just can't match the legacy or real-life grit that Jada and Styles been stacking for decades. Let's be real. Jim Jones stays in hustle mode 24/7, whether he's trying to anoint himself as the king of New York or stirring up drama just to keep his name buzzing, he refuses to chill. That whole back and forth with Styles P, it lit up for a reason. What started as a Verzuz about classic hits and real catalog, it quickly turned into a battle of who's really built for this. This whole thing leveled up real quick. It's like stepping in the ring thinking you're about to knock someone out, then the lights come on and boom, whole different vibe. Styles P said it himself. I'm a barsmith. There's levels to this. Translation, he's got hits and skills. He can dig in that bag whenever he wants. After the LOX destroyed Dipset in that Verzuz battle, Jim should have just taken the L and kept it moving. But nah, instead, he threw shade, dropped sneaky comments, and acted like Dipset wasn't even showing up for real that night. Come on now, we all saw it. Jadakiss took over that stage like it was his personal concert. That moment exposed a lot, and now Jadakiss and Styles P are just giving Jim a reminder of what time it really is. In their recent call-out, they weren't playing. They said Jim's out here doing too much, trying to be everywhere and everything all at once, but it's feeling real staged lately, Styles P.
All you gotta do is pull up here. You know, you wanna join me? Pull up and join me. You know what I'm saying? Pull right up here and you can join me. I'm on live.
Yeah, talk that shit. Yeah.
We're here, baby. Pull up.
Know what's up?
211, never here.
Know what's up? We out.
You know what I mean? We're here, baby. J1 pulling up. He went home. You know, after the gym, he wanna go get flea. All you gotta do is pull up. 211, never here. Get checked out. And everything else will fall in line after that. I'm out here with the legends, man. You know what I mean?
My man,
you
right?
see it, man. OG Prince, man. One of the most solid individuals ever touched the universe.
Right.
We keep it solid. We keep it real original over here. 100%. You see who pulls up? The real ones. And we keeping it solid. That's all we do over here. No extra bullshit. If you ain't coming on that type of time, stay where you at. Get your prostate checked. Get you a juice. Juice is for life.
He didn't sugarcoat a thing. In a recent interview, he straight up said Jim's whole energy feels manufactured. That hit deep, because Jim earned his rep off that Harlem grit, not staged rollouts and PR plays. Back in the day, Jim had that street stamp. He wasn't just rapping about the block, he was really on the block.
They asked me how I felt about what was said about me on another platform from some other people. You know, I'm not a troublemaker.
But now, that raw edge seems to have faded, swapped out for fashion week fits and flexing in luxury rides. It's like he traded his street rep for influencer vibes, and people see all of it. Jadakiss and Styles P aren't holding back. They're putting everything out there, loud and clear. But let's get it straight. This beef, it ain't even about hate, it's about principle. Jada and Styles built their whole legacy on raw talent, bars that cut deep, and records that still bang today. They never had to fake a single moment. So watching Jim constantly chase trends and create forced moments instead of dropping real music, that's what's got them speaking up. Jim keeps hopping on whatever's hot, like he's surfing wave after wave. But the truth is, the locks are the wave. They set the bar, while Jim's out here leaning on stunts instead of putting out timeless fire.
Jim Jones.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, he's been in a few fights.
Has he won any?
I believe so.
Oh, really? Which one?
They say he beat up
His baby mama or something like that?
Nah, he beat up dude at the restaurant.
Who, the cook?
Let me see.
I don't even think he's from Harlem, tell you the truth.
You don't think he's from Harlem?
Nope. I think because they never talk about him being in Harlem. I think he's from North Bronx or some shit.
You know, he claims a blood gang out there.
Britney Spears claims a blood gang.
And trust, OGs feel that. The streets still know who's real and who's just playing dress up for clout. What really lit the fuse again? Jim sliding into podcast spaces, talking like he's the gatekeeper of New York rap. He actually ranked himself above legends. And the reaction? Instant smoke. Jadakiss didn't even have to snap right away. His silence alone had folks talking. Then, boom, he dropped a calm but deadly clapback that had the whole internet buzzing. See, Jim keeps pushing this "I'm top tier" talk, but self-crowned titles don't mean nothing without receipts. You need a solid catalog, steady grind, and real respect to back that up. And when Jada hit him with that "numbers don't lie" line, that was a mic drop without even trying. Because no one forgot that Verzuz beat down, and Jim's still carrying that L. Styles P backed it up, saying straight up, if you gotta tear others down just to lift yourself up, you was never solid to begin with. That stung, because real ones move different.
I don't want nobody to think that anything that I've done was me starting. That was just me being asked a question and me answering as a man, even from the beginning. Like,
I'm standing around Nas right now rapping. Everybody knows that.
Boom. That moment shook the whole convo around legacy and respect in the game. Jim might have the drip, he might have the grind, but Jadakiss and Styles P, they got something money can't buy: credibility. They never had to scream about being kings of New York. The streets and the culture handed them that crown years ago. Meanwhile, Jim's still out here chasing validation, one flashy post at a time. Let's not act brand new. This tension's been bubbling for a while. Way before that Verzuz Showdown, there were little warning signs, sneaky bars and freestyles, cryptic tweets, low-key jabs fans didn't pay much mind to. But now, it's boiling over, and Styles P and Jada are pulling all the receipts. In a recent IG Live, Styles didn't hold back. He called out how some rappers flex more for the gram than they do for the streets. And let's be real, everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. Jim's whole image has turned into a flashy billboard, loud, attention-grabbing, but missing that soul. And Jada, he's chilling. He said it straight. We don't compete with antics, we compete with bars. That's pressure of a whole different kind.
What is your relationship with social media right now?
I expect that whether you do something good or whether you do something bad, they're going to talk negative about you. They're going to try to downplay your accomplishment no matter who you are and things like that. But it's cool. I know that I'm great at a lot of things that people would love to be great at. I accepted that a long time ago in life. You know, that's not going to stop my greatness. I'm going to continue to excel in who I am. I'm comfortable with that. You dig? Like, I've never seen somebody hate and do the same thing across that line of discretion. So it's like, yo.
In that moment, though, that you're saying this thing with Nas, do you know this is going to be a clip?
100%.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you just bugged out. You went way beyond the the line of discretion with this one. This one is
because you're just like over. A badass kid acting up.
Yeah.
While Jim's busy snapping pics in luxury boutiques, the LOX are still dropping lyrics that cut straight through. That contrast is crazy, and fans are starting to choose sides. The wild part, Jim's got talent. Nobody's denying that. But when every move looks like a marketing rollout, it gets tough for folks to take the music at face value, especially when you're standing next to lyrical beasts like Jadakiss and Styles P. This ain't a clout contest, it's about legacy. And right now, Jim's legacy looks shaky while the locks are aging like vintage gold. What's making this whole thing even messier? Jim Jones keeps brushing it off like it's all jokes, but if you listen to Jadakiss and Styles P, they're dead serious. There's a fine line between playful competition and real critique, and Jim crossed it the second he started throwing subs after that Verzuz battle. In one post, Jim even claimed Jada and Styles were just mad because he's winning. But hold up, winning what exactly? Jadakiss got platinum plaques, legendary verses, and the streets riding with him heavy, Styles P. He's running juice bars, staying healthy, dropping straight wisdom, and still snapping on tracks. That's what real wins look like. Meanwhile, Jim's out here chasing viral moments and social media attention, and the LOX. They see right through the act. Fans are noticing the shift too. Jim used to get love for being raw and authentic, but now even some Dipset loyalists are saying he's sliding too far into gimmick mode.
If I get upset, it's gonna be a real problem. Mace need to go on a diet. He need to get his life together. He needs to go to the doctor and get a physical. He looked terrible, bad body, back ass. He look big around the neck, waist look crazy. I'm body shaming this. You heard? He need to go get his shit together, get on the treadmill, do some push-ups, do something. You heard? Especially for playing with me.
It's like he forgot what hip-hop's really built on. Authenticity is the currency, and he's spending it fast. Jada and Styles been moving with quiet confidence for years. They don't need to make noise. When they strike, it hurts. And every time Jim tries to brush off their legacy or act like it's no big deal, it just exposes more insecurity in his own brand. That's why their shots hit different. They're not just disses, they're echoing what a lot of people are already thinking out loud. And here's another thing stirring the pot. Jim keeps trying to flip the story, like Dipset didn't get steamrolled in that Verzuz battle. In interviews, he acts like they weren't really trying or just vibing, but let's be real, nobody's buying that. Jada went full beast mode that night, and the whole world saw it. That wasn't just lyrical domination, it was a full display of who truly owns the mic, the stage, and the culture. The LOX came into that Verzuz locked in, tight, sharp, and hungry. Meanwhile, Dipset looked like they hadn't even rehearsed. And it's Jim who's still out here trying to downplay it like folks didn't see it live. Styles P said it best, you can't rewrite what the crowd already witnessed. That room was electric, and the energy, unforgettable. Jim trying to flip the story now just makes him look like he's in denial, still trying to save face instead of owning the moment. And this ain't just about one night, it's about consistency. Jadakiss and Styles, they live in the booth. Their pen game never dipped.
Capo versus Styles P.
He don't got enough catalog for that.
Jim Jones, Styles P, let's talk about it. Verzuz started out as how much body of work you got, how many dope-ass singles you got, right? Then it grew and progressed into having levels to this shit. It's sort of like boxing. You think you're gonna mash somebody the f out until them lights come on, it's a different story. Styles P said, I'm a barsmith. It's levels to this shit. Meaning, look, I can go on my bag with singles, but I can also go on my bags with body and shit, as far as freestyles. Can Jim Jones do that? Maybe he can. Have people seen Jim Jones do that? No, they haven't. Because like I said, once you get under them bright lights like a boxer, it's a different story.
Meanwhile, Jim's splitting focus. 1 minute it's crypto, next it's fashion, and the music starts feeling like a side hustle. But hip-hop don't forget, brushing off a historic L instead of learning from it. That's the kind of move that doesn't just cost streams, it costs respect. And Jim's latest tracks, they're not really helping the situation. He's dropping flashy visuals and flexing big budgets, but the bars? Fans say they feel hollow. No punch, no depth, just surface level fire with no soul. On the flip side, Jada's out here dropping verses that go viral with zero promo. Just bars. That's the difference. What Jada and Styles are showing right now is a masterclass in longevity. No need for antics, no thirst for headlines. They built their legacy through real work, not showy gimmicks. Styles even put it plain. Some of us built bridges, others built brands, and one will outlast the other. Jim's heavy into branding right now, but branding only hits if the product backs it up, and fans are peeping game. Yeah, the gloss is cool, but if the lyrics don't carry weight, the shine fades fast. And instead of firing back with hard bars, Jim's clapping back with IG captions, outfits, and slick talk. That might work for influencers, but this is rap. But in hip-hop, flash only takes you so far. This clash ain't just personal, it's cultural. It's that real old-school substance going head-to-head with flashy, new-era style. While Jim's out here trying to juggle every title in the book, rapper, influencer, businessman, Jadakiss and Styles P, all they need is one mic to shut everything down. Now here's where it gets extra spicy. Word on the street is that Jim's next project might come with direct shots at Jada and Styles. Insiders say he's been quietly cooking up some response bars behind the scenes. But the question is, does Jim really want that smoke? Let's keep it real. Going bar for bar with Jadakiss is no walk in the park. He's got one of the most respected pens in the whole game, battle-tested and untouched. And Styles P? He's a straight-up assassin with a mic, slicing through rappers without even trying. So if Jim's really about to jump in, he better pull up with everything. No filler, no fluff, just pure heat. Because anything less is just gonna look like another reach for attention. The LOX don't play when it comes to bars. Once they lock in, it's lights out. Some fans think this back and forth could bring real lyrical beef back to the spotlight, but others are saying it might just show the gap in skill between these artists. Jadakiss is already battle-proven. He doesn't even need to clap back unless he feels it's worth the energy. That's what makes Jim's next move so critical. One weak verse, it could close the book on this whole conversation. But one right verse, that might finally get him the lyrical respect he's been chasing for years. Bottom line, this saga ain't just about three names, it's about what hip-hop truly values. Jada and Styles come from a generation where your bars were your business card, where respect was earned line by line, not by the drip in your fit or how viral your caption went. Jim Jones came from that cloth too, but somewhere along the way, he switched lanes. Maybe it was survival, maybe it was ambition. Either way, it's got Jim Jones clashing with the very legends he once stood next to. Styles P dropped the cold truth in one bar. We stood tall when the game turned fake. That line right there says everything. This isn't just about being outside. It's about staying solid when the whole game starts shaking. Right now, Jim's putting out more mixed signals than real confidence. Fans are watching this unfold live, and the reactions don't lie. Some are riding with Jim, saying he's just evolving with the times, but others are locking arms with the LOX, saying they never had to switch up to stay relevant. Either way, it's clear, this situation ain't cooling off anytime soon, because this ain't just rap beef, it's a battle of values. Legacy versus image, soul versus surface, and only one side is walking away with their crown untouchable. But truth is, a lot of people are starting to run out of patience with Jim. They're peeping through the smoke, remembering that old Jim, the gritty one who gave us We Fly High, the one who repped Dipset with hunger and edge in the early 2000s. That Jim didn't need to flex to prove anything, his energy did all the talking. Now, it feels like the focus has drifted from craft to clout. And let's keep it all the way real. Jadakiss and Styles P aren't throwing shots out of envy. These two are certified icons who earned their stripes in blood, sweat, and bars. When they speak, the culture listens. So when they say Jim's swerving off track, it's not pettiness. It's a warning. All eyes are on Jim now. Will he clap back with real heat and let the music speak for him? Or will we just get another IG live full of sidesteps and slick talk? Because the pressure's building fast, and the whole game's waiting to see if Jim still got something left in the tank. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Is Jim Jones really doing too much? Or is he just misunderstood in a game that's always changing? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget, like, subscribe, share, and hit that bell so you never miss a moment of the realest takes in hip-hop culture.